Peace, family. Bringing you some more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding concerning the Bible, you know what I'm saying? And the deceptions that are encrypted in this script written by men, okay? Not God. God is not what you think. God is man, dog. Okay, God is dog, is man of war, dragon, serpent, lion, dragon, serpent. Instead of it's a beast creature. You know what I'm saying? So don't let these Christians fool you that God or whatever they call it wrote the script. Yeah, it's all being made by people that you don't know from another realm, and Yahweh is behind this. Understand that? And as I understand, well, you need to understand these things. Keep saying understanding, but really I mean understand it. Yeah, because that's wisdom that you need to learn about this satanic book, Religio satanic book that they be selling on you everywhere on YouTube. You understand that? We're gonna read some stuff here. Just want to show you that these people come from a far off country. You know what I'm saying? And they don't belong here, and that they not like you, even, because they don't belong here. They're strangers from a far off country. And Yahweh tells you countless times in them scripts that that's what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? And but you don't take notice. You think these people, yeah, so-called fallen angels, and all the Yahweh weapons, army, and all, the whole thing is not from here. They're all aliens, people. They're all aliens, and they coming to destroy. They're destroyers, as I explained to you. They came down. They did the reset. You know what I'm saying? They call it the Dark Ages because they don't want you to know what they have been, exactly what they have been doing. You know what I'm saying? But they've been doing damage, and they've been smoking everywhere and creating new narratives and new stories, and we're going to go to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So continuing to prove to you that these people, they're not from here. They came from another place, yeah, from a far country, according to that script. Stand up. Josh 9, it says, I'm going to magnify it so you can read as well. And they went to Joshua into the camp at Gilgal, and said unto him and to the men of Israel, we be come from far country. You see that? Now therefore make ye a league with us. You see that? So that was these people that came from a far country out of nowhere and made a league with them, he claims, made a covenant with them. And they said unto him, from a very far country thy servants are come because of the name of Yahweh, Jesus Yahweh, thy God. For we have heard the fame of him and all that he did in Egypt. You see that? Do you see that? But who did anything in Egypt were the same strangers, were the same people that came from a far country that destroyed so-called Egypt. Understand that? I mean, when I say that, I'm talking about destroyed this old civilization called Egypt by smoking the hell out of them and kill the Pharaoh and everybody else. That's what it means. Yeah? And you can read the other ones too. They talk about these people that came from a far country. But, okay, let me read Isaiah 46 down there. It's very clear. Calling a ravenous bird from the east, the man that executed my counsel from a far country. Yeah, I have spoken it. I will also bring it to pass. I have proposed it. I will do it. Also do it. See that? Is claiming, Yahweh is claiming in Isaiah 46:11 that, he's got a revenue bird, he's got people, yeah, he's got a council from a far country, yeah, and he uses these people to kill them, to kill Israel. He tells you there that he will bring these people many times and destroy the cities of Judah. Yeah. He goes, as I show you in Jeremiah 4 there, make ye no mention to the nations, behold, publish against Jerusalem that watchers come from a far country and give out their voice against the cities of Judah. So here we go. You got these strangers that keep coming and going and doing damage, but they're not from here. And it's not that. Yeah? They are not from this realm. They are from somewhere else. From a far country that they is not going to tell you where they're coming from. For a reason. Because he never wants you to go there. It's not that. You're in a lab and you can't get out. These are the people, they come and go. In your Bible. You can see that there are strangers coming and going from a far country, because you think you're in a spinning ball, don't you? Yeah? So that's all they've been doing, people. And then you got these mail lines, you know what I'm saying, with the whole story, these stories, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go through and just, analyze it in the perspective of common sense, and you're gonna see a lot of lies being introduced from these same people from a far country in standard, from the same aliens in standard. Yeah? An epic tower Spain beautiful and brutal past witnessing the annual Moors and Christians festival, which celebrates the country's end of Muslim occupation. You see that? They're going to celebrate the country's end of Muslim occupation because they can't celebrate the old people that lived in their country. They're not going to tell you about them. What did I tell you? They made it all about religion. In his story. Yeah. The Moors and Christians festival takes place during the National Day of Valencia at the mountain town Alcoy. Knights at the event wear round Moorish helmets and shining breastplates, brandish muskets and scimitars. This annual celebration marks the brutal clash of Christians and Moors, who fought in 1376 during La Reconquista. You see that? There was no such thing, La Reconquista, like they're going to reconquest. It's all BS, people. False, fake history they gave you. Yeah. Every April, the mountain town of Alcoy near Valencia welcomes an army of Islamic knights. They wear round Moorish helmets and shining breastplates, brandish muskets and scimitars, and ride gorgeously accoutred Arabian horses. So you see they're attributing everything to the so-called Arabian from a far country. And we're going to continue to read. They fire their weapons and advance on the Christian army. Also, armor of waving swords, the streets thunder with cannonades and fusillades, the cries of fighting men, and the clash of steel while the air is filled with gunpowder smoke. So you can see that even though these people were using basic weapons, gunpowder, you know, swords, knives, and forks, you understand that? So were they that developed? Were they that technological? Hell no! This annual festival marks the brutal clash of Christians and Moors fought in 1376, which I think the date is so way off. You know what I'm saying? But okay, it's history, yeah. During La Reconquista, the taking back of Spain from its Muslim occupiers. You see that? They refer to Muslim occupiers. So you got, they're referring that the Moors were nothing but all were Muslims, you know what I'm saying? And that was the Christians coming in to reconquer the whole thing. Every April, the mountain town of Alcoy, so this means that this place became a breeding stage for Muslims and Christians. That's all that the land and the whole thing became a breeding ground for their traditions that they, created after the reset. Every April, the mountain town of Alcoy, but they're not going to, hold on, they are not going to tell you about the real inhabitants of these lands. Yeah, all they're going to tell you, it's about Muslims and Christians. Just notice. Every April, the mountain town of Alcoy near Valencia welcomes an army of Islamic knights. They wear round Moorish helmets and shining breastplates, brandish muskets and scimitars, and ride gorgeously accoutred Arabian horses, people. Why these people? Okay, they are depicted here as the Arabian Moors. Yeah. And where the Africans at? They cunning you. First they show these guys. Yeah, but they tell you that the Moors were the Africans that, next minute is these guys. Okay. Then you see they show you the buildings. Yeah, and you can tell that these buildings were not created, yeah, by the people that are telling you these stories. Understand that? They didn't have technology to build that. These people were fighting with gunpowder and swords. They didn't have technology to build this, or time to build this. They were just doing war. They were not building nothing. But they're going to attribute that to what? To their religion. Just watch. The grand beauty of its imperial mosque, like they built it, now is bizarre but magnificent hybrid cathedral mosque is Simon's favorite place in Spain, see that? So they turned this building into a mosque. Okay? And claim it. But you see them doing this today? They have technology to build these buildings? Hell no. But how the hell they claim it? No, it was from people that was there way before. You understand that? So they took it and they claimed it. Yeah, and these Moors coming with different colors. 1 minute they black, 1 minute they, something else. From a far country. One of the fascinating things about Spain is that the only country in Western Europe that was once part of the Islamic Caliphate. And the only place where the war between Christianity and Islam was fought to a conclusion when Ferdinand and Isabella, Los Reyes Catholics, the Catholic kings, finally conquered Granada and last Islamic Emirate in Spain in 1492. All put up a joke, people. And this extraordinary story that I wanted to tell in my BBC series about Spain, a country has effectively marked the borderland between Europe and Africa, between the Mediterranean and the Atlantic, between the old world and the new. The front line between the Christendom and Islam. Nowhere else has no such ethnic diversity, nor such clash of faiths. So you got them telling you that there's a lot of faith in there. Well, this is all his history, but they're going to talk about all religion. It's all about religion. Yeah, it tells you there, between the Mediterranean and the Atlantic, between the old world and the new. Why did they tell you that? Because now is a new world they create. And there is nothing about the old world that they're going to tell you. It's not that. It's all a made-up story. Then it talks about ethnic and religious diversity in this place, but nothing about the ancestors. When I visit Alcoy, I stayed high above the town in the beautiful Major La Mota Boutique Hotel. I sat on the veranda and imagined times past as I heard the boom of cannons from the Fiesta battle below. It's all a fantasy to them now, people. And you interested in the story of Spain, start with Hannibal. So, you know, the warrior who famously crossed the Alps to attack Rome with his epic elephant. Spain was the beginning and the end of the great struggle for power between Carthage, that city in present-day Tunisia, and Rome. Spain was Hannibal's family, fiefdom, and Port Cadiz, one of its main bases. Happily today, Cadiz has one of Spain's best paradors, state-owned hotels, often in old palaces. What did I tell you? They just took these buildings and make whatever the hell they wanted. First they turned it into a mosque, into a Religio building, or either they're going to turn it into a hotel for business. See that? That's the work of the ancestors. These dudes don't create nothing. They can't build this. It's not that. You see this building there? They turned it into a hotel. It's not that. And they're not going to relate it with the ancestors. The Negroes' ancestors. There's no talk about them. It's all about religion. It's all about Christian and these other faraway country fellas. All people that came from far away, all the way there. And then they took this place and they sit there, talk about festivals and this and that, but they're not going to talk about the originals that belong there before they came. It's all being rolled under the carpet, under the pretense of religion. But none of them belong there. It's all a setup, it's all a world they put together for you. Spain was Hannibal's family fiefdom, and the Port Cadiz, one of the main bases. Happily today Cadiz has one of Spain's best paradors. Okay, I read that already. This example is truly modern, with extremely comfortable rooms, offering amazing views of the Atlantic. It also serves as the best fresh tuna steak in the West. Okay, around 218, Hannibal gathered his army and elephants in Cadiz and set off across France. Dude was traveling in elephants, people. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, he's bringing an army with elephants. I don't know how many elephants. I mean, he must have thousands of elephants, troops, and, you know, carrying all their houses, their women, you know, everything. Their kitchen, their toilets, everything. This elephant is carrying them around because they were primitive. They didn't have like super spaceships and stuff that just come and take. These people that are coming from a far country to inhabit this place. You understand that? After the aliens came and destroyed, bombed, smoked the ancestors, they send these clowns. They send these entities from a far country that I show you. Yahweh told you in the Bible that, he sends people from a far country to worship him here. Does it make sense to you? Yeah? He sent them from a far country to tell them what to do here, to judge them, to make war with them, or to just come here to worship their God. All the way from a far country, people. Isn't that something? In the evenings, one of my great pleasures was sitting outside my hotel. That the ancestors did. The Grand Media Column, with a glass of wine and people watching. Within a few decades, the Roman Empire and Spain were Christian, of course, but Rome and then Spain itself fell into a wave of migrants, starting with the Goths, who created the first Spanish Christian kingdom, but not for long. It's all history anyway, people. But you can see the buildings are still there, reminiscence of the past before them, instead of most of these buildings. Nothing to do with them. It's reminiscence of old past. Okay, they, street old identifiers from buildings, but they still show you that, these people were not doing nothing. And most of these buildings, they turn them, into a church, or hotels, or, other business places. So, it all started by legend, with the naked girl when King Roderick, the Visigothic king of Spain, saw the nude daughter of Count Julian frolicking in the waves. He ravished her. So they have to put some bizarre rape story within his stories. Yeah, just to show you that they were savages and they had no moral compass and standard. Julian was so outraged that he appealed for help across the Straits of Gibraltar to the Muslim Empire, just to introduce, you see that Muslim Empire, because somebody raped somebody. In 711, the Arab governor of Tangier crossed to Spain. His name was Tariq, and he landed, in what is men called Jabal al-Tariq. See that? This is why they refer all these countries, people, to the Arabs, Moors, to the Muslim Moors, and nothing to do with our ancestors. Understand that? And this guy, in his history, just came in out of nowhere, so-called Tariq, with his army, you know what I'm saying? And let's continue reading what he did in 711. His name was Tariq, and he landed in what is men called Jabal al-Tariq, modern day Gibraltar, and conquered Spain. Just this dude, people. There is not a trace of that Arab influence in Gibraltar. You see that? It could all be made up. Understand that? And I believe it was all made up. Except the story that its apes were bought by the Arabs. You see that? They're taking a piece now. I stayed at the modern Caleto Hotel, where guests are advised to close the windows at night as the apes climb to the hotel facade and frolic on the balconies. Yeah, that's the apes, the experiments that they do there, you know what I'm saying? So they create a story and introduce these apes that they were bought by the Arabs, some Tariq Arab, that left no no presence of himself there. But he conquered the whole damn place. Are you kidding? Simon stayed at the modern Caleta Hotel, where guests were advised to close their windows at night as the apes climb the hotel facade and frolic on the balconies. Okay. The Arabs created a rich, powerful kingdom in Spain, you see that? That thrived so much that they declared a caliphate with its capital in Cordoba. You see that? How they gave everything to Arab glory? You see that? The grand beauty of its imperial mosque, now bizarre but magnificent hybrid cathedral mosque, is my favorite place in Spain. You see that? They chased the place, took the place because they were jealous of our ancestors and they took this shit for themselves, took our shit. When the caliphate started to fall apart, the Christian kings began their reconquista until the emirs called for help from Morocco. This attracted a series of fundamentalist jihadi armies led by charismatic Islamic preachers who indulged in a frenzy of brutal killing like Islamic State today and held Spain for its Arab rulers. You see that? You see that, people? It's a fallen angel strategy, war and murders. See that? It's like that. Just want that line here. But okay, it's coming the whole thing. But you see that last line. These attracted a series of fundamentalist jihadi armies led by charismatic Islamic preachers. Yeah, they are all very charismatic, all these religios. They are very charismatic. We help you, we're about doing good and this and that. But look what they're doing. With jihadi armies, yeah, in a frenzy of brutal killing like Islamic states today, and held Spain for its Arab rulers. You see that? So they were invaders. They didn't will nothing in there, but these people like that they, had such a, whatever, but they didn't have nothing. They didn't build nothing there, other than taking the place down. I don't see them building nothing. They delayed the conquista, hold on. They delayed the Reconquista for 3 centuries, but Islamic power waned until the only emirate remained. Granada ruled from its palace of the Alhambra. Amazingly, for my series, we got to film alone in the mountain citadel, the most gorgeous of Islamic buildings. See that? They don't even know how to write this stuff properly, man. It's so boring. But they claiming the buildings to be Islamic. That's, it's wrong. That's, they can't do that. Yeah, because you see, in the Middle East, they can't do that and they're destroying the buildings. But in Spain, with all that mixed match of religion, they created this narrative that, there was nobody original in there, and that was all about Religio war. Yeah, Christian vs Muslim. Yeah, more vs Christian, and they kept the buildings under this promise, and then they told you that they built this place. They love this place because they built this place. That the Arabs been there and built this place, but left no marks of them. How do you explain that? Their Habsburg grandson Charles V was Holy Roman Emperor, ruler of Spain, America, much of Germany and Italy and Holland. Charles spent his honeymoon in Granada. The occasion was obviously a happy one because he built his unique circular palace besides the Alhambra. By the times, you see, he's claiming that he built his unique circular palace beside the Alhambra. Really? By this time, Spain needed a capital. I drove north Madrid, where Charles, son Philip II, who became the greatest king on earth, settled. People, can you believe that? That's all his stories. How they took all these lands and became the greatest. And took all the names of the lands and the buildings and claim it all, that they willed it, they did it. It's not that. Now what? We got these niggers, is it? Or look like? Yeah. What they say about them. The festival tells the story of Moors who were defeated by the Christians, ending approximately 800 years of Moorish rule in Spain, from the 7th century until the 15th century. So, they lying. See, they show these people that looks like white men painted black or something. It's not real Negroes. Don't forget that. They're trying to depict something that is a hybrid. It's not that. As I can see, they look Negro, but they're not Negroes. They are not Negroes. Yeah, they look like dirty in the dust, but they're not Negroes. These are the people from, from a far country. Don't forget that. And now they are passing by like they're Moors, but they're not the real ones. Understand that? If you can see that, man. To experience Madrid old and new, the first stayed in the minimalist hotel Urso before moving to the classic hotel Ritz. I never wanted to leave. That's the type of niggers I told you, they don't exist. They are hybrids that they create to replace the ancestors. And they got all the story here, man. His story is so painful to read it, man, because it's so boring how they even write it. To experience Madrid old and new, I first stayed in the minimalist hotel Urso before moving to the classic hotel Ritz. Like, these buildings are worth some bullshit. It's all BS, man. Horrible buildings. Some of them is buildings that they stole from the ancestors and then create the hotels I explained to you. I never wanted to leave. Eat gold braid uniforms and wigs. Surely there is nothing more charming than to sit in its famous garden, an oasis of calm amid the boiling city, and eat a perfect gazpacho. How boring is it to read this shit, man? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like a gazpacho. There is no better base in Madrid. It is one of the greatest hotels in the world. Of course, it's gotta be from the ancestors. Following Philip's death, the empire went into decline, not helped by the Habsburgs' insane habit of intermarriage, so that the last of that line, Carlos II, turned out to be impotent. The ineptness of his Bourbon, when they tell you he was impotent, he was probably, sex changed, what do you need? The inhabitants of Bourbon's successors provoked Napoleon to invade Spain until he was defeated by the Spanish. People with little help from the Duke of... Okay, this is all their family lines now in the, self-made history, you know what I'm saying? I don't even like to spend my time on that. But you guys can read if you like, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it doesn't mean nothing. It's just a blank in history. Yeah. Down there they speak about Franco won, and he reigned implacable dictator until 1975. King Juan Carlos facilitated Spain's transformation to democracy. The wounds of this awful period are not quite healed, even in today's democracy. Spain remains the crucible of fate and empires, blood and gold, death and glory. It's not a blood and gold, the making of Spain, with Simon Sebag. Montefiore begins, okay. So they tell you clearly that it was just a saga of taking lands, okay, and claiming bullshits that don't belong to them. It's not that. And that they just stay there. They, you know, they took the lands, they deceived you, they wrote a new history and everything, and deceived you. You understand that? And gave you false narratives, false stories, you know what I'm saying? False festivals, old hybrid stuff going on. Yeah, these guys claim they're Moors, but the Moors you see on YouTube don't look like them. How do you explain that? And then you got all these Moors, they Africans, I told you, they claim they all came from Africa, all these Moors. Next minute you got these guys that claim they were the ones that came with Arabs from, you know, and that they attacked Spain and took the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? And they built a lot of stuff in there and this and that, but you don't see them build nothing today. They can't build this shit. What the heck is going on? It's all his story, people. It's what I told you. You can believe nothing they tell, and then they add some monkey story within his story. That these Arabs brought the monkey to Spain and to these places, and then these monkeys are mentioned of these Arabs that brought them. No, these monkeys are all lab animals they made, okay, to give you false history. They give you all these monkeys and chimpanzees and gorillas and all this stuff. They made all this stuff in the lab, you know what I mean? They have many labs. They can do it underground. They can do it in the other realms that you don't know, you never even heard about, and then they can come and plant it here, anywhere they want. Yeah, and this goes for any type of animals you see out there, snakes, insects, anything. They create this stuff in the lab, okay? They know how it's going to affect you because you keep giving them your DNA. So they know what affects your DNA and what don't affect your DNA. What turns you dumb and animals that makes you stupid. So they create these animals and they hang them around you. Okay? They have genes and other stuff that affects you. But you're a dummy. Well, you're just a lab animal like this, just like this guy. Who do you think brought him here? Think he came with Arabs to Spain? You think so? Where the hell he came from? He came with Arabs? You're dumb if you believe that. Yeah. And then you got all these people there. They not have built this stuff. It's not that. They are settlers, new settlers, just like the ones you see in the Middle East. They are the same thing. They came in, they fought, and they settled. And they didn't even, and they, you know they didn't build this because they did, when they came, their weapons were too primitive. But they won because these kingdoms, the ancestors were already being destroyed when they came. Yeah, way before they came. Yeah, we gotta go all the way back to 666, I-666. Yeah, there was a big change going on. That's when the real owners, I believe, and or even a little bit after, But before, it was way before they came. These people came. Yeah, there was catastrophic events that destroyed people that lived in these places. So when they came, the population was decimated and they didn't have the technology they had back then because they were run by floods, they've been run by plasma smokes, they've been run by aliens bombing them, carpet bombing and everything, you know what I'm saying? Destroyed all the main stuff, destroyed the whole technology they had and everything. Yeah, before they sending the seeds, the man from a far land, from a far country. Before he came, they destroyed the ancestors. So when they came, they didn't even know. Until today, they don't even know how the ancestors were putting up these buildings. And they last and last and last and last. How they knew so much great mathematics to build these buildings, they don't know. Until now, they don't know. It's not that. They're not from there. They bought them here from these other realms. That they cultivate them. They probably slaves back there. Or they create them in an incubator. I don't know. They show people creating them in incubators and stuff, and sending them with birds, sending them by post, doing all types of stuff. But just to tell you, but when we go back to all these words and all that, they were coming in the shape of little armies. They were walking. They must have been walking for miles in elephants and stuff. Yeah, bringing the whole house, clottery and everything, to get to this place, and then fight the people there and take it away and keep it. So they don't know, and until today they show you there in this blog that Spain's still a piece of shit, and nobody, still the same tradition of, tells you down there. Yeah, same tradition of violence. It's not that. Tells you that the wounds of this awful period are not quite healed. Even in today's democracy, Spain remains that crucible of faith and empires, blood and gold, death and glory. That's all they know. Until today, people, they're not wielding nothing. They're not expanded from that condition, from that conditioning of war, of conquest, of killings, of vainglory. They didn't manage to come out of that mindset. They're still in the same mindset. That's what they're telling you, that today is the same thing. It's about death and glory. It's about blood and gold. It's not that. They didn't grow spiritually or nothing. These are not spiritually beings. That's what you're going to find out. Yeah, that they are not spiritual beings. That's why they are not creators. It's not that. So all they good at is deceiving you. You know what I'm saying? That they have, they own this place, that they claim these guys were there. And that's not, they're not going to show you the ancestors. Because if they do, it's going to look backward to the Negroes. And you're going to start asking questions. Why are the Negroes not over there? And why all these strange people are there but no Negroes? If it was their land and everything. Why they changed the history that there is no Negroes, but there is these guys, Arabs that came from millions of miles away and claimed the place. And then they claimed that religion, and the Christianity claimed Spain as well, and Portugal. Both religions claim both. It's not that, but nothing to do with the ancestors, nothing to do with Negroes. It's all about them and their stuff. But when you look back, there's no way they're going to build buildings like that. Warring people, warmongers don't build nothing. They're not going to build us. It's not that. So that's, I think I've been talking now for a while on this video. Just showing you stuff. Probably you guys bored. Oh my God. I'm going to get boring on this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just, babbling about these people that came from far away, from a land that you know not. Yahweh told you, yeah, many times, concerning the stranger, which is not of thy people Israel, but is come from a far country. For thy great name's sake, and thy mighty hand, and thy stretched out arm, and if they come and pray in this house. You see that? Who sent them? Your God. Understand that? They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh, and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. Do you see that? Isaiah 13:5 telling you? Yeah, that these are strangers that come from far away to destroy this realm. Straight up. Isaiah 13:5 telling you they'll raise us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's all, man. Of you all. Keep the instructions. Don't let them fool you. Peace. Of you all. Peace.